Hello and welcome back to After Class. We will be continuing where we left off, which, if you recall, is after the main character found that Lars has a pendant that's basically the same as his own. And obviously, Lars and pretty much anyone else, or all the other characters, are not going to tell the main character, what's up. So the main character is obviously a little upset, but in true main character fashion, at least for this visual novel, he's like, well, moving on. I think he literally says, oh, well, I can't stay mad at Lars because he's cute. Like, really? Like, I would. I would be mad. I would walk away. I would probably go back to the place that you're staying and just not talk to anyone until somebody gives you answers. But no. I don't want to spoil this little mini vacation. Like, frick that. Anyways, let's see what, the rest of Days has in store for the main character. So, you lovebirds are here. Lovebirds? What are you on about? We're not lovebirds. That hurts my feelings a little bit, but yeah. Tell him, Lars. We're love cats. What? First of all, Nero is not a cat. Second, I was just joking. Don't you dare be lovebirds in front of me. Are you saying that we can be lovebirds behind you? Nero! Huh? Is this a bad time? Should I leave you two be or something? It seemed to me that you two just had some argument. Did he just ignore what I said? And shoot, of course he would know. Lying to him is probably not a good idea either. Oh, you're all here. Good. Thank you so much for saving my life just now, Coach. Huh? Coach Gill? It's almost lunchtime, isn't it? We should get something to eat. Good thing we've packed some lunch, right, Mark? Why are you asking me? I don't know. Why don't you tell us? I don't know what you're talking about. It was his idea. You... Well, we're all here, so let's eat our lunch. I'm hungry. Of course you're hungry. I'll get our lunch. Thanks, Anders. Don't mention it. Anders was back with several stacks of packed lunch. Why did you bring it like that? You could have just used a bag or something to make your life easier. Ah, you're right. You noticed that there was one container that looked different than the others. Why is that one so big? That's mine! Hey, you should eat less. You're getting fat. You don't have to tell me like that. I don't care. Oh, poor Mr. Parker. Hey, Gilbert. I don't think you should say that to anyone, ever. Gil, but you're right. I'm sorry. That's fine, really. All is well. Other than Mr. Parker's enormous container, there was another one that looked greener than the rest. How about that one? Ah, that's mine. I asked Mr. Stone to not include meat on mine, and added some greens. That makes sense. Vegan. Boo. I'm not, though. True. Vegetarian. Boo. I still eat meat. I'm just not too fond of it. Is this group always this rude? Can't you all just mind your own business? Let's just eat our lunch. You could tell that Lars had enough of their shenanigans, or was just hungry. You're just hungry, big kitty. You're not you when you're hungry. Yikes, that looked like it hurt. That should teach him not to mess with the hungry big kitty. Why me? Less talking, more eating. I haven't even gotten my food yet. How could you? That was funny as fuck. I admit that you're academically gifted, but your sense of humor is somewhat stale. No one is perfect, they say. Haha. Once lunch was eaten, Mark suggested several rounds of a card game, so he pulled up a deck of offensive, risque playing cards. It had black and white cards, and you were expected to fill in the blanks with cards you thought would make a funny joke. Mark made a joke that he thought was really funny, but in actuality was questionable at best. That was 10 times in a row now. You guys are no fun. I don't want to play anymore. He tossed all the cards before he walked off by himself, and it was suddenly raining cards. Uh-oh. Someone's mad. Give him time. He'll cool off by himself. I'll clean this mess up. No worries. I thought I was the one with anger issues. You're fine. Let me help you. I'm gonna get something to drink. I'll go with you. I'll stay here and help them. Thanks, you two. No worries. I'd appreciate it if you could start with these cards. Black cards go here, and the white cards go here. Gotcha. You're really an organized person, Anders. Huh? Really? Yeah, I'm sure some people would just mix everything up. I suppose so. I didn't expect that he would flip those cards just like that. Yeah. He didn't strike me as that type, to be honest. I don't know. Are you close with him? Somewhat. But it's not my place to say. Then I won't pry. I'm trying to find something to talk about. You don't have to. I know I'm not the most talkative person, but I appreciate you trying, really. Okay. I know he said not to do that, but I still can't help wanting to talk some more. The sun sets really fast here, huh? I think it's the same. Oh, I mean in comparison to my hometown. Where's your hometown? Somewhere a little bit far. That's very helpful. I was from the region north of Highwell. That could mean anywhere, though. Well, that makes sense why the sun would set later than here, then. I think we're done here. Phew, yay. Anything else you need help with? I'm good. I'm gonna look for Mark. Okay. Take care. See you too soon. You too? Well, it's just us here. I'm gonna look around just for a bit. Anything you want to do? You plan to join him, but you were beat. Best save your energy before you ran out of it completely. I'm gonna sit down for a bit. You have your fun, Lars. Thanks. It's not like I'm physically tired, I'm just emotionally spent after what happened. Something has been bothering me. Mark was the one who gave Lars the pendant. I have a feeling that I don't remember seeing Mark at all. But then again, I don't remember anything about my childhood, so maybe I'm just wrong. The sun is setting. You're still here. Oh, hey Lars, did you have fun? Yeah, I saw Tora along the way, and he insisted that I should try this ramun, so I did. Oh, how did you like it? It's fun and refreshing. I think I saw something by the sea. I'll take a look. I'll join you in a few then. Be careful when you do. Those little holes are still there. Right, I wonder if Mark found those clams. Beats me. You sat there as you watched Lars tread carefully towards the sea. Nero, come here quick! Huh? It sounded like he discovered something big. I should hurry. Coming. You ran really fast towards Lars, now realizing that there was small holes in front of you from Mark's little treasure hunt. Even though Lars told you just a minute ago. What do you need from me? Whoop. Lars reacted quickly, but the water slowed him down. Who knew that you launching yourself towards him as you tripped while he ran closer to you would lead into something a little bit unfortunate? He shouldn't have done that. Ah! A splashing sound could be heard when you fell into the water ungracefully as you brought Lars's underwear down with you, along with his pride and his ramun. What the fuck? Ha! That was epic, you guys. Wait, you! Since when were you here? Are you taking pictures right now? Haha, gotta run. See you, big kitty. The now naked tiger was looking flustered and furious at the same time, as well as trying to help you up, but he made sure that he fixed his wardrobe malfunction and grabbed the ramun beforehand. I'm really sorry. I didn't see anything. You and Mark totally saw everything. Are you okay? I'm fine. Sorry about that. That's okay. What are you gonna do with him? I guess I'll deal with him later. I told him to refill those holes too. The nerve of that wretched cat. I'm sorry. I said it's fine. You hear me? How hefty. What now? Nothing. Ugh, today has been a mess. Let's just pretend that it never happened. Right. How could you pretend that it never happened? The shape, the size, everything, even how it felt, were captured with your eyes and stored forever in your brain. It took you a second to fall, but it only took less than a fraction of a second for you to remember what you saw and felt. That will not be forgotten. Why do I feel like a perv right now? What were you trying to show me? I saw a big yellow jellyfish earlier, but it's gone now. Maybe I scared it away? I don't think that they do that, especially since they don't have a brain. Oh, really? I didn't know that. They do have nerves at the base of their tentacles, which detect touch, temperature, etc. Huh. Okay, interesting. You seem to know about these a little bit too well. I was majoring in biology. Whoa, you must be very smart. I was an average student. Maybe a little bit of a bookworm, too. Really? That's really cool. You think so? Mm-hmm. Thanks. Hey, you two over there, come here. Oh, Tora, we'll be there in a bit. Let's go, Lars. Lars nodded, and you decided to walk towards Tora, only to be stopped by him. He was tugging your hand while looking at the ground, for some reason. Hmm? What's wrong? Oh, never mind. He ran off. Let's see what Tora called us for. You have expected that no one would be here, but Gil and the others were here, except Mark. Oh, I thought it would be only Lars here. But that aside, where's Mark? I think he said that he went to take a leak or something like that. Miss me already? Speak of the devil. I don't feel welcome right now. For Christ's sake, I was just kidding. And I was playing the sad boy part. Ah, there you are. So, are you guys ready? Huh? Huh? Ready for what? Going back to the waterfront village, what else? Huh? I wasn't aware of this. Did you realize that we made our reservation in Tora's family inn? Right, we did. I had so much fun that I forgot about that. I guess you had fun. Make sure all your belongings are with you before we leave. I don't think I left anything here. How about the others? Everything is in my backpack. I didn't bring much. It's all here. All good? Guess that's all. What about Mr. Stone? Everything's good. Great. Everything good to go then? Yeah, let's go back. By the time you reached waterfront, everything had turned dark. You weren't aware of this during the trip because you were sleeping soundly. Here we are. Watch your step, everyone. Finally, my ass was on the verge of giving out. I can make it more than giving out. What? You could feel how awkward the situation was for Tora. Thank you for the ride, Tora. Don't worry about it. Wow, why are you being nice all of a sudden? What? I'm always nice. I doubt it. Why am I always the subject of your bullying? Giving the taste of your own medicine. Wow, so nice. I love my meds. Don't run away, you little bull. Thanks, Tora. I'll see you later. Okay. Thank you, Tora. It was fun. You're welcome. Now enjoy your rest. You too. Ah, Finally having a good look at this room. It looks pretty nice. Considering how you got here in the first place, the room Tora gave you was more than generous. There were two smaller rooms divided by a living room of sorts. Judging by how it looked, the left room was a lot bigger compared to the other one. This wouldn't go well. The way it was set up, it was almost like your place. Two of you would stay in the room on the right, and the others would be together in the left one. Given what happened today at the beach, it would be awkward if you were paired with him. Hey, don't you guys feel like taking a bath? I heard there was a hot spring here. No. I rinsed off at the beach. That's fine. I mean, I did too, but I wanted to try it out. Hot spring? Sign me up. I thought you never asked. I wouldn't mind a hot spring. Those are good for your bodies. I'm also curious about it. I'll stay here with Anders then. You don't have to worry about me. I'll look around and see if there's anything I can do. Are you sure? Yes. Okay then. Looks like I'll be joining you guys in the hot spring. I wish you would have stayed here instead. More reason for me to join you guys, because I know you're planning something weird. What? I would never. Please don't do anything weird in the hot spring. It's sacred. Is it? No, it's not. You are too naive, Nero. Hey, it's my first time. I wonder what else is your first time. It's not your business. He walked in closer towards you while he moved his hands around as if he was going to grope you, but he was quickly stopped by Lars and Mark. Grow up. What he said. Huh? Since when are you two this close? Never. Well, all three of you, stop messing around and let's head to the hot spring before it's dinner time. Yeah, I agree with Mr. Parker. You're making a weird face right now. You know what I'm thinking about? I guess. Hot springs are the best. My fur feels so soft, too. You'd say it was fun, but your first hot spring bad experience outweighs the good. I wonder how Anders is doing. He's probably outside drawing something. Oh, he draws? He does. Cool. I didn't know that. I wonder what Lars is up to. Oh, someone's worried. No. Maybe a little bit. There you are. Tora? Good timing. Dinner is almost ready. Lars asked me to fetch you guys. Alrighty. Right, I should tell Anders. Oh, don't worry about that. I told him before looking for you all. Oh, okay. Let me guide you to the dining room then. Everything totally felt different here. The room, bath, hot spring, even the dining room were all alien looking. There were several sets of tables and cushions, but only one was occupied. Anders was there sipping tea. The tables are so short. Where are the chairs? What's happening? Those are what we call shabudai. Shabudai. Beneath them are zabuton cushions. Oh, did you know that the legs of a shabudai are to be folded? I've never seen it before. How could I know about that? Fair point. Oh, you guys are here. Hi, Anders. How was the bath? It was fine. You don't sound too sure about your own words. It was fine. We had some technical difficulties, but everything went fine. Technical difficulties? Did something stop working? I need to fix that. Oh no, it was perfect. I meant Nero here had some trouble, so we helped him. Oh, that's good then. What was it about? I didn't know what to do, so they told me. Okay. I'll go to the kitchen. You guys wait here, okay? Don't mind us. Take your time. Maybe I shouldn't have yelled in front of him like that. So, what have you been up to? I didn't really do anything. Looked around the inn, talked with some of the inn helpers, and that's it. Oh, they offered me some oolong tea. What is oolong tea? Oolong. Yeah, what is it? It's... It's better that you tasted yourself. I left some cups for you guys, so help yourself. Ah, okay. You noticed that it didn't look like your usual tea. There was some dark hueish leaves that looked pretty rough and dry, despite being inside the teapot. I guess they roasted those leaves. They look weird and wrinkly. As you poured some into a small cup, the aroma reminded you of cinnamon, or maybe even caramel. Never thought it smelled like that. You took a sip. Weird, you couldn't make out the taste, so you took another sip. Huh, weird. How do you like it? I don't know, it's weird. I agree with Nero. It tastes weird. Oh, I like it. You like everything that you shove into your mouth, so I'm not surprised. What? It's fine, but this is too dark and concentrated. I prefer light oolong. Huh, okay. Sorry for the wait. Dinner's ready. Lars, Tora, and several in-staffed people brought the food. It looked like a feast for the kings rather than a dinner for some random customers. That's a lot of food. Yeah, is this okay? Well, you're our only customers right now, and we felt a little bit generous today, so don't worry about it. We also got help from a pro. He patted Lars on the back. It was true, Lars was a great cook. I'm not sure if I can finish this though. Don't worry about it. Hey, we shouldn't waste food, you know. I'm sure everyone will be able to finish it, trust me. I think so too. You put too much faith in this group. That's a bad idea. Oh, what's this nice smelling water? Oh, that's sake. Oh, it's that alcoholic drink, isn't it? Oh, this is my thing. Normally, I'm against drinking, but I'll make an exception for now. Technically, you guys are adults now, so drink away. Disclaimer, that was a bad example. Don't listen to what he said. It smells great. I don't drink though. Me neither. I guess I'll drink just a little bit. Well, the food won't eat itself, so please enjoy yourselves. Don't mind if I do. Right, before we dig in... Huh? I'd like to thank Mark for bringing us here. What? Don't be so dramatic. Still, thank you. We had a great time together, not as teachers and students, but as friends. Debatable. Well, I guess it's fine once in a while. Pour some sake. Let's be wild tonight. I guess once in a while is fine. I'll stick with water. Hey Tora, come join us. Uh-huh, what? Come on. He looked at him expectantly as he waited for his answer. Fine. Everyone was chanting Mark's name and then raised their cups for him. Here's for Mark. For Mark. Ugh. Aw, you guys make me blush. Not. Please appreciate us for once. I didn't say that I don't. Fair enough. Let's eat, everyone. Food. You guys are wild. How did Lars end up helping you, Tora? Oh, I haven't told you guys, huh? When I got my drink, I saw Lars on his way to changing his clothes. I approached him and we talked a little bit. Somehow, we discussed food. I told him that we wouldn't mind extra help in the kitchen and he decided to help us. I must say, I don't regret that decision. He was great in the kitchen. It was almost like he was born for it. The way he handled knives, how he steams the buns, preparing the meat, everything was perfection. Hey, you don't have to say it like that. He's blushing. How cute. I knew he was a great cook, but I never knew that he would be that great. I mean, he had helped us cook before. Everything was made easier with him around. You guys. Interesting. You're very cool, Lars. You think? I can't cook, so yes. Well, let's celebrate more with more food and sake. Finish what's on your plate first. So, I took the pen out of his pencil case. You know, you two are always talking in my class. I should give you proper punishment later. Urgh, I'm so sad. All of you managed to eat all the food they prepared for you, perhaps with the help of the sake. Everyone but you also drank all the sake they had. Well, more like Anders. Coach Gill and Tora drank all of it. Lars, Mr. Parker, and Mark were KO'd after several shots. They are drunk, aren't they? Seems like it. You thought that they could handle their liquor. Apparently not, especially Lars, who was knocked down after 3 drinks. How pathetic. Gill. Huh! Bert. Come, drink some more. I need more sake. I think that's enough. Also, name's Gill. My job. Hey Tora, can you help us carry those losers into their room? Haha, I can do that. I'm a little bit tipsy though. That's fine. Any help is better than none at all. I'll bring Mark to his room. Nero, why are you so dense? Even when you're drunk, you're still annoying. They say your drunk personality has a lot in common with your sober self. For Mark, I suppose so. Big kitty. Hit. Wee. You embarrass me, Mark. Let's bring you back. What are you going to do with Lars? Is he totally unconscious? I don't think so. I guess I'll stay here until you guys are back. Alright, please look after him for us. Silly. If you can't drink, why did you drink? Nero. You are still here. Yeah. They're going to bring you to bed soon. Just wait, okay? I miss you. Nero. What are you talking about? I didn't mean to lie to you. His eyes started to well up, but then he stood up, sluggishly moving towards the yard. Were you supposed to look out for him? Don't go there! Since you're up, let's bring you back to our room. For some reason, you managed to drag him with you. Coach Gill, Tora, and Anders were about to go back to the dining room, but you already beat them to it by bringing Lars back. Nero, you're already here? Help? He's a little bit heavy. Right on it. Evidently, someone had laid out the futon. Anders and Coach Gill only needed to guide Lars onto it. Well, that's all of them. Phew. Didn't know those guys would be so heavy. Even Mark, who seems small, weighs so much. Good thing you guys are here. It's Monday tomorrow, isn't it? I wonder if Mr. Parker will be fine. Yeah, what a mess. He shouldn't have drunk if he couldn't handle it. True. But I'm surprised you're still sober, Anders. Didn't take you to be the drinking type. It'll take more than that to bring me down. Plus, we haven't really talked, so I'd be surprised if you knew what type I am. True, we don't talk often at school, but I hope today changed our upcoming days. Haha, we'll see. I'm going back to the other room. This room is a tad small, and it's stuffy here. Sure. He's right. I usually would just insist to stay with you, but I'll make an exception this time. I'll see you later, Nero. Alrighty. At least you're considerate, Coach. Thanks for helping us out, Tora. Oh, yeah, no problem. I'll go and help the others clean up. Leaving so soon? Okay then. See you around, Tora. Yeah. Dang, Lars is extremely drunk. How funny, seeing someone strong like him being powerless like that. Maybe you should take a picture. Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture, you know, sort of documenting the night. Click. I wonder if water will help him flush everything down later. Maybe I should get some water for him? What? You're about to get up, but Lars tugged your arm and pulled you on top of him. You're still here, Nero. Ugh, you reek of sake. I miss you a lot. Why do you keep saying that you miss me? And then again, why am I responding to a drunk guy? He was still drunk. Anyone would know from his slurred speech, droopy eyes, and everything. You left me without saying goodbye. How could I not miss you? Even so, it seemed like that was sincere, since it matched with what he said while he was sober. Well, I'm sorry about that, but you have to let go so I can get you some water. The alcohol apparently was great at loosening up his nerves, because he definitely felt more confident. Sexually confident, so to speak. When did he start thrusting his hips against you? Shoot, I need to get out of this before it gets out of hand. You tried to break free, but he quickly pinned you down. Now, you were on his futon, and he got on top of you. You look stunning tonight. And I want you. What are you saying? Even if you're drunk, you can't say that to me like it's nothing. He released one of his grips on you and put his finger on your lips, like what he did this afternoon. Shh. You're even cuter when you protest like that. Cut it out! You pushed the drunk tiger and ran out of the shared room. Outside of the bedroom, Coach Gill was sitting down as he stared at the backyard. Oh, Nero, heading somewhere? Yeah, it's a little bit stuffy in there, so I'm heading out for some fresh air. Okay, take care, don't wander off too far. It'll be hard to find you if you get lost. It's also a bit chilly, so you might want to stay inside as much as possible. The heater's nice. I'll keep that in mind, Coach, thanks. No worries. You found a bench to sit on when you got outside immediately. It's cold, like Coach Gill said. It's still tolerable, at least. Lots of things have been occupying your mind today. You scratched your head trying to make sense of it all. They were almost tangled, mixed each other in a melting pot. Why am I even trying? At least the night sky here is beautiful. There was a little light pollution here, so it was easy to see everything in the night sky. The absence of the clouds helped tremendously too. It's so pretty. You closed your eyes, listening to the sound of the surroundings. Don't forget about me, okay? You have to move on. I won't forget you, I promise, so let's head back together, okay? Ugh. As much as you wanted to remember all of it, you couldn't. Even if you tried, your head would start hurting. It was almost like it blocked something that you shouldn't be remembering. Hey. It's cold outside. Here. Oh, what is this? Lighter blend of oolong tea. Maybe you like it? I heard that you found the dark oolong blend weird, so let's give it another go with a different blend. Oh, okay. It's warm. Of course it is, silly. You noticed that he didn't sit down, even though there was a lot of empty spaces next to you. Maybe he was waiting for you to offer? Sorry. Please sit down. Thanks, I'll do that. You moved a little bit so that he could sit down comfortably without getting too close to you. You look troubled. Is something bothering you? Nothing too important. No worries. Of course it was important, but you couldn't just rain on him with your woes. He didn't have to know. It was already troubling enough for you and the others. No need to bring him in. I see. I hope whatever it is, it can be solved, yeah? Yeah, I hope so too. How did you like the tea? It's nice. Really calming for some reason. I didn't realize I'd finished it. Glad you liked it. Here, let me take the cup for you. Oh, thank you, Tora. No worries, just doing my job. I think we should head in now. It's getting late. Yeah, I'll be there in a bit. He smiled before walking into the inn. Achoo! Ugh, now it's getting colder. I should head back inside too. What a day. Huh? It seemed like Coach Gill passed out on the table. Upon closer inspection, you saw him shuddering a little bit. You wondered if you should wake him up so that he wouldn't catch a cold. I want to be mean. Ooh, nah. No. No. I want to be mean, like I really want to be mean. Nah. It would be heartless of you to let him pass out over there while you could do something about it. Let's wake him up. You approached the slumbering canine slowly before you patted his back, gently shaking his body. Hey, Coach, wake up and go back to your room. You'll end up catching a cold if you don't. Huh? Mother? Just a few more minutes. Mother? No, it's not your mother. It's me, Nero. He lifted his head slowly, and with half-opened eyes, he stared at you, seemingly still half asleep. Huh? Oh, Nero. Is it morning yet? Not really. It's probably around midnight or something. What are you doing here then? No, what are you doing here, Coach? Don't fall asleep here. It's getting cold outside. It's stuffy in there. I don't feel like going inside to sleep with these guys. Well, at least get a blanket or something before you get sick. Alright, alright. He sat up straight, looking at the table while rubbing one of his eyes. He then sighed loudly for a while, although before long, nothing but the sound of the crickets filled the room once again. Hey, you okay? Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Just waking up slowly. Okay. You probably should head back inside, Nero. Only if you do the same. Convince me then. Hehe. How can I do that? For starters, maybe a kiss will do. I'll head back inside. What? Not even gonna humor this old coach? Nah, thank you. I'm joking. No, but seriously, coach, don't stay out here too long, okay? Okay. Good night. Good night to you two. Oh, you might want to get some water for Lars, just in case. Huh? Okay. You poured a cup of warm water and headed back to your room with it. Isn't that what you were supposed to do in the first place? Once you got inside, the first thing that you noticed was how weird the room smelled. It screamed sake, and the stuffy air didn't help with it. Funny how it was chilly out here, but it was the exact opposite in here as soon as you entered. You noticed Lars had been sleeping soundly with his shirt off. His arms were spread out, taking some space of the futon next to his, although him doing that made him look so inviting, especially with his soft-looking belly fur, and for the first time, or maybe the second time, he looked so vulnerable. You thought of rubbing his belly, and probably something else, and it's big. Gah, Nero, you shouldn't. He's drunk. Still holding a cup of water, you looked around thinking of where you should put it, because your hand was getting tired of holding it around. Maybe this'll do. You gently put it next to the potted plant. What's this thing called again? Bonsai or something? I wonder if Tor's the one taking care of it. That aside, there was something that crossed your mind. Was he always shirtless? You were pretty sure that you left him with his shirt on. Did it get so hot that he undressed himself? You scanned around the room. There was no air conditioning unit. There was an electrical fan sitting in the far corner of the room, though. After carefully treading around the room, trying not to wake him up, you managed to reach the electric fan. You turned it on, and it started whirling, making the room less stuffy in a hot minute. Now this is better. The whirling sound was definitely louder than your steps, so you walked to the futon with glee. Well, not really, just walked toward the futon without being scared that you would wake the beast up. Once you reached your soft portable bedding on which you sat, you grabbed your phone, swiping your finger across the screen. Nothing too interesting tonight. Maybe I should just go to sleep now. A low grunt out of nowhere grabbed your attention. Before long, you saw Lars sitting up, placing his forehead against his hand. My head hurts. 1 second. Coach Gill was right. You got up and grabbed the water you put next to the bonsai. It saved you a few seconds getting water for Lars. Thanks, Coach Gill. You're a lifesaver. You quickly went back to Lars with a cup of warm water ready to be consumed. Here, Lars, drink up. Maybe it'll help you feel better. Thank you. He grabbed the water and took a sip, and the next thing you knew, he gulped it down in one go, causing him to start coughing. Your hand quickly moved itself, patting him on the back. Whoa, careful. Don't drink that fast. Sorry, didn't realize I was that dehydrated. It's okay, just drink slowly next time. Will do. Silence filled the room. Had it always been like this with him? You didn't quite remember. All you remember that you wanted to strike up a conversation so bad. Why are you still awake? I don't know. Okay. My head still hurts. I'm gonna get some fresh air outside. Lars got up and walked towards the door. You've gotten used to the room temperature, so when Lars opened the door, a rush of cold wind immediately hit your skin. Despite the thick fur you have, it didn't help much, so it was making you shudder. It was probably the same for Lars because you noticed he closed the door as quick as you could react to it. On second thought, maybe fresh air isn't what I need right now. Haha, if you say so. He walked back and sat down on his futon with a thud. You swore you could feel the ground shaking a little bit when he did. Was it an earthquake, or were you just imagining it? I'm gonna lie down instead. Okay. And so he did. He lay down, arm placed on his forehead. But then his arm moved slightly lower, seemingly to block the light from his reaching eyes. You read somewhere that light makes headaches worse. Maybe you should have turned off the light? Hey, do you need me to turn off the light? Oh, no, not at all. Don't worry about it. Really? Yeah, I'll get used to it. I'll turn off the lights anyway. You don't have to, but thank you. See, you do mind the lights. He didn't reply with words, instead with a low grunt. Was that a disapproving grunt, or was it something else? You wouldn't know. To your surprise, the light was dimmable. You were thinking of messing with it for a bit, but it seemed like Lars wouldn't approve of it, so you didn't. You turned it off and suddenly your vision turned dark. Even with the light from outside, you still couldn't see that much. But you played it cool anyway. You walked around, carefully treading around the room, just like before. Just a little bit more. Ah! Before you knew it, you were falling down onto the ground. You closed your eyes, ready for the impact. At least, you thought you'd hit the ground, but where was it? It had been a while. You should have been crouching down by now, holding in pain. But instead, you felt a pair of arms holding you, preventing you from falling down. You opened your eyes, and as they were slowly getting used to the dark room, you saw Lars in front of you. It seemed like those hands were his. Are you alright? Ignoring his concerns, you stared at him in awe. Did he just catch you despite his headache? That's kinda cool, you thought. Hello? You blinked several times, shaking your head. Right. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm glad. He helped you get back up before letting you go. You wished it would last forever. Thanks, Lars. Yeah, don't worry about it. He went back to lying down on his futon as you slowly sat down on yours. What was I doing before all this again? Right, I was playing with my phone. You probably shouldn't stay up for too long. We have to leave early later. And you have school too, don't you? You're right, yeah. I'll head to bed in a bit. Alright. While aimlessly browsing the internet with your phone, you noticed Lars turning and tossing around from the corner of your eye. You didn't want to look at him directly because you were afraid of him thinking that you were a creep. He let out a grunt out of nowhere, followed with a sigh after. Was he in pain? Or was he getting bored? You would never know. Nah, let him do his own thing. It was probably nothing, so you decided not to ask him anything. He turned around, staring at your face that was being illuminated by the phone screen. What are you doing with your phone? Oh, nothing much, really. Just browsing the internet. Anything interesting? Not really. One of those days, huh? Yeah, one of those days. I probably should lie down and try going to sleep. Sounds like a plan. Good night, Lars. Good night. You honestly weren't so sure that you'd fall asleep, but you've been awake for the whole day, so it's better that you rest your eyes instead of staring at the phone screen for too long. As you laid your body onto the mattress, you finally felt the exhaustion, which was a good thing, because you didn't realize how tired you'd been. To your surprise, the futon was actually rather fluffy, despite looking flat. Sure, you did lay down for a bit on it, but Lars was on top of you while you did, and you were desperately trying to escape the scene. That was awful, and you were glad that you could leave the room before things got worse. What am I thinking about? It didn't feel like you were going to fall asleep anytime soon, but your eyes were getting wary, at least. Well, no use thinking of it. Let's close my eyes and see what will happen next. Times like these were the most annoying of all. You were supposed to be drifting to sleep right now, but your senses were going into overdrive, especially your mind. Countless questions suddenly rushed through your brain. To name a few, you were wondering if Lars was already sleeping, but you didn't hear any snoring. Did he usually snore? You couldn't remember, but you felt like you've heard it snoring before. And then you were wondering if he remembered anything he did to you just a while ago, but it didn't seem like he did. Or maybe he did, but he was too embarrassed to talk about it. I'd be too embarrassed to talk about it, yeah. Maybe he felt guilty about it and decided not to say anything. It was getting frustrating, being unable to fall asleep despite how your body screamed exhaustion. Ugh, I can't fall asleep. As more time passed, the air was getting chilly, making you shudder, desperately reaching for the blanket. At least, that's what you were gonna do until you heard a snore next to you, stopping you from doing so. Lars was already falling asleep, apparently. He suddenly moved a little bit closer to you, arm and leg locking you in place. You froze, trying not to move that much so you wouldn't wake him up. With him letting you free, you went under the blanket. Now you felt like you could fall asleep. It was the temperature the whole time, after all. Day 8. Oh, thank God. Oh my God. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave it for today. That was a long chapter. At least for me, it was. I also skipped the whole bath house, the whole spa thing scene because I didn't feel like editing any of that, so I just skipped it. So basically, it was just a weird, awkward scene where the main character finds out that you go naked into the baths and the spring, whatever it is, I don't know, the hot spring. Um and it's like, "Oh no, we all have to be naked." And they're all naked and they're like basically like, "What's the matter?" And eventually Mark makes this whole awkward situation even more awkward by asking the main character like, "Whose is bigger?" Hmm? And it's to me it's basically a pointless scene. But yeah, so that was day 7. Day 8 is the next part. But yeah. So obviously you guys noticed that there was a special character in day 7, Torihiko from Morinatsu, which is a visual novel that I personally never read. I knew it existed, but like it never got my attention. Like it was just like, oh, it was back in the day when I thought visual novels were all basically dating simulators, and I was like, why in the world would I want to read that? And not to compare it with this, but that's basically what this is. But anyways, yeah. So we got to see a little bit of Lars being possessive and being a little awkward, and obviously Lars has history with the main character. With I don't want to call him Walter because Walter is such a terrible name for a person. Like, why would you want to be called Walter? It's like you name your baby Walter. You're naming him an old man. And I'm sorry for anybody that's named Walter, but it's a bad name for a person to have. Um, but yeah, so there's history there. Obviously, they're not going to tell us what the history is because, of course, they're going to leave it for later. And if my thought process is right, since we're going to begin day 8 next, that means that there's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 6 more days left. So I'm hoping it's only 6 more days left per route because the story starts on day 14. So yeah. Um what else? What else happens here? Obviously Mark is playing the part of like matchmakers, or I said it in the previous episode where Mark is like technically this other character the who helps the main character like get set up with the other characters, and he ends up having his own bad experience later. But I I honestly hate Mark with the red hot burning intensity of 1,000 suns. He's just so annoying. He's written in such a way that he's so annoying that his redeeming qualities don't ever come up. and if they're ever mentioned, it's more like their annoying qualities. He butts into your conversations, he butts into your life. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm your friend," even though I don't even know you that well. I've only known you for like a few minutes, um, or just one day, and like, "Oh yeah, we're friends already." No, we're not. And then like the main character is like, "Oh yeah, he's very knowledgeable. He always knows um people well or whatever." No, he doesn't. He's the most aggravating characters in this entire story, next to the main character who's just so stupid. I hate him. Um, but yeah, this visual novel has potential, but I find it so aggravating that it's sometimes a chore to read, and it's mostly just the main character, how just dumb they are. I guess that might be the draw for this story, that it's like the main character is just so stupid, and he just it's true how what Mark says, the main character is so naive, but it's also more than that, that the main character is just like, he's in the clouds most of the time, and everybody's just like, Earth 2 main character, are you in there? But anyways, yeah. Ugh. Anyways, yeah. What do you guys think? Do you guys like this visual novel? Am I the only one that just is so frustrated by it? Um, are you frustrated with Mark too? Are you frustrated with Lars that he's just becoming a little bit too possessive? And I mean, he's hot, but hot doesn't, override a possessive personality. That's basically like Leo from Echo. He's good looking, he has that dad bod, but he's gonna get you killed. He's gonna get your legs chopped off. But anyways, and it's never mind. I'm not gonna rant with anything Echo related because we're talking about After Class right now. But anyways, um, yeah, just write down in the comments something. I'll respond. Right. Talk about Torihiko instead. Um, yeah. Tell me about him because I know next to nothing about him except that people always draw him with like that swimsuit thing that Lars was wearing. Oh my god, did he borrow that from him? That's so weird. But anyways, yeah. Thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play After Class yourself and be as frustrated with it as I am, then you can find it over on Itch. And I'm pretty sure there's a direct link to it on the authors or whatever page, which I will link to down in the description. And if you would like to support the project, I will also link that down in the description. And I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.